Coming up on Tekzilla, oh my goodness, there's a whole bunch of shiny new stuff coming at CES 2014. This episode of Tekzilla is brought to you by Toyota. Welcome to Tekzilla. I'm Patrick Norton.
And I'm Roger Chang.
Generally speaking, we're about, getting the most out of your gear, giving you the best advice on new products. But right now, this is CES week, and we are churning out Tekzilla Bites, short videos with new products from the Consumer Electronics Show. And I gotta say, I think, Roger,
yes?
I have found my favorite product of the show.
What is it?
I have not seen it yet. Antimicrobial Gorilla Glass.
Why?
Well, apparently they embed ionic silver in the glass, and it's antibacterial, and it actually keeps filth from growing.
So, I mean,
on the screens of your devices, your tablets, your smartphone.
Glass is actually used in laboratories because it's easy to sterilize.
Well, have you ever sterilized a tablet?
I don't know. Maybe you should have kids.
Oh my goodness. You can tell it's a little late on day 2 of CES. Roger's already a little punchy, but it inhibits the growth of algae, bacteria, mold, and other microbes on your glass-covered devices.
I mean, I can totally see it. I mean, it's a touch surface. Really, I think the key to this is really altering human behavior, not to eat Cheetos, touching a screen, and then eating more Cheetos.
Right.
Because that's how germs are transmitted.
Cheeto eating?
Cheeto dust.
Cheeto dust. Nvidia
had a very, very interesting presentation the other night.
Well, it starts out really slow. It's like, yeah, we've got Game Stream, and we've got G-Sync. I gotta say, G-Sync's really awesome. And then all of a sudden, Zoom.
Well, what's the Zoom, Patrick?
Well, it's not the Tegra 5. It's an advance so massive in mobile computing, it had to be called the Tegra K1.
I know, but so this is the interesting thing. The number of processors or cores in this device, or actually this part, is 192
CUDA cores.
192.
And then the actual processor is separate from that. So it's kind of like, you're probably seeing them right now. The graphics of this thing's generating are just phenomenal. They were doing this out of tablets on the show floor. We saw them again later on at one of the after hours shows at CES. So this is a ridiculous advance in computing power, and Epic says Unreal Engine 4 will be running on this processor when it hits market. I
mean, what's impressive is that you're getting this level of performance in a non-desktop or not even non-laptop.
Non-console.
Non-console. I mean,
yeah.
I personally still have questions about whether or not the price point will meet the demands of the market, but it is a very impressive part, and the demos they were showing on screen, especially with some of the newer lighting techniques, especially with the ray tracing,
were gorgeous.
They showed off these amazing 3D rendered cars that looked like photorealistic, and it was great.
And I think it's IRA, which is
that's
USC's sort of synthetic human.
Those things still creep me out. You can never really do a human. It doesn't even matter if it looks human. It's just,
it looks really good. But it's interesting. One of the things that they went to great pains to point out was the processors they were running had just taped out like last week, which is very, very early in the chip sort of manufacturing process, and that they were running and Android was running and they were super excited. And hey, we wait with bated breath to see whether or not they can actually ship these things in the second half of the year. If they do, tablet gaming is going to take a radical change.
All right, now so you might hear some noises in the background, some clanking, some motors, some beeping.
Forklifts. Carpet laying.
We're basically the night right before the show floor opens. A lot of activity. It's like a beehive behind us. People are trying to get those banners up, and literally I saw at least five little carts of furniture being push carted to their destination, and they were shrink wrapped, which means they could be new, but they're probably not.
That is a random thing for us to talk about right now. Reeling you back in. You're at the Intel event, lots of little devices they were showing off. Edison, a 22 nanometer system on a chip, based essentially sort of the cousin of Quark, runs Linux, built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, can connect to an app store, and to sort of promote the idea that Intel wants their Internet of Things and they want it built now. They have I guess it's like a $1.3 million Make It Wearable competition.
That's that could be a thing. That could, I mean, wearable computers are definitely something that a lot of people have invested money in, and you know, a lot of other companies have already invested in kind of doing these kind of challenges, these sort of competitions. I mean, think about it. Even DARPA, DARPA, our government spending money to get
like the internet.
They just did. I mean, they do robot competitions. They did the self-driving car. It's not. It's, you know, there's a lot of bright people out there, and $1 million is a nice fat carrot.
Well, I think the first prize is like $500,000.
$500,000.
It's sort of staggered out.
It's not as fat, but still fat.
Well, it's, you know, it's going to be interesting to see. Also, by the way, McAfee is going to become Intel Security probably by the end of 2014. So the McAfee name's probably finally going to go away. The Next Web says the mission stays the same. Quote: Intel aims to provide ubiquitous security and identity protection for individuals and businesses on all computing devices, and lead the industry by enabling a safe digital experience for every person on Earth. That's a noble goal.
You know, I'm sure every computer company, operating system developer has that in mind, and you know, that's the way forward, securing your data.
HD TVs are everywhere. UHD or Ultra HD, Ultra High Def is everywhere.
4K.
Robert and I are going to talk about you know, UHD 4K, the kind of argument about that there being a difference between those two on HD Nation. YouTube.com/HD Nation or revision3.com/HD Nation. Samsung, Sony, LG will all support Netflix in 4K. We've got videos, Tekzilla Bytes video, if you go to tekzilla.com, talking about it's interesting. Samsung has partnership deals. LG has partnership deals.
Crazy deals.
Everybody's trying to jumpstart 4K in a way that we never saw with 3D. And, you know, I actually like 4K a lot more than I like
4K,
3D.
you know what? I already have these. I don't need another set to watch TV. Don't need another set.
A couple of updates from products we saw last year at CES 2013. ioSafe's back.
With a much, much larger safe drive thingy that you enjoy so much.
It's so awesome. The 1513 Plus disaster-proof NAS. It's a 5-bay main chassis, Synology Disk Station Manager. Same idea, 1550 degrees for up to 30 minutes, 10 feet of water. You can submerge it under 10 feet of water for up to 3 days. And if you use the 2 expansion modules, it means you can chain together 15 drives.
15.
They're talking about getting up to 90 terabytes of storage, 200 megabit per second writes, 350 megabit per second reads, 4 Ethernet ports, failover, a whole lot of full-on high-end.
Very impressive kind of protection.
Yeah,
and it's crazy. So not aimed at the home user, but you know what? If you can afford one of these and you got the data for it, go get one.
Yeah, the idea is like you have huge amounts of storage without having to access the cloud. Failover at an enterprise level is available. Some interesting stuff going on. Not inexpensive. It's $1,599 for a diskless chassis. But if you're looking for ridiculous over-the-top protection for your data that is local, definitely think you should check out ioSafe's 1513 Plus. The Horizon 2 table PC.
That is pretty sweet. So the first original Horizon was...
Shake the pictures out.
It's cool. It's basically kind of you take a large tablet or you take an all-in-one and you put it on its back, and you can kind of touch and you can manipulate it as if it were a table. And the great thing about that was the addition of support for the phones, which was super awesome.
So it's a 27-inch. It's a giant 27-inch, like 15, 16-pound. You know, tabletop PC, right? That you mentioned, it folds down. It's now 20 millimeters thin. Still packs up to a Core i7 CPU, 8 gigabytes of DDR3. I think it's a 500 gigabyte hybrid drive.
500 terabyte would be pretty impressive.
Nvidia GPU is available on that. The 2560 by 1440 are the most expensive models. Everything else is 1080p. And it's like built-in NFC to talk to your smartphone. And I just love that thing where they shake the pictures out of the phone.
It's actually
Total
pretty cool.
eye candy.
You know what? If all touch computers, like desktop computers, were like that, I would actually own one.
Well, that was one of the things, like Panasonic had this incredible like 20-inch super high-end tablet with like Nvidia Quadro graphics. Like the idea that you're going to use a 20-inch tablet to do super high-end data manipulation, whether you're doing CAD CAM, it would work, right? And also a gorgeous, gorgeous if you're into industrial design, like 7-inch Toughbook design. But the Horizon 2 tablet PC, I think it's going to start at $1,500, be available in June.
It's a pretty good price.
And 4 hours of battery life, 1 hour to recharge it.
The thing is sweet. Even like you can literally push it back down, and the little stand is designed to support it, so you can do that. It's great.
Lenovo, the makers of the Horizon 2 PC, and of course the Horizon PC, and of course a lot of really great ThinkPads.
The Yogas.
The Yogas.
The Yogas. They make some pretty sweet.
Yeah.
My next laptop might be a ThinkPad Yoga.
We're going to try to get into their booth later this week. It's sort of the full array of the new products from CES. And we have a ton of Tekzilla bites. LaCie Spear and Kubuto, LG Samsung, their press conferences, Roku Smart TVs from TCL and Hisense. We got the information on the announcement. I'd like to look at it. I got to say, the smart TVs running, these are very early betas, but the smart TVs, because they're 6 months out before they ship, so they got a lot of tuning left to do. But they felt snappy, they felt good. RF remote controls are optional. You know, it's basically Roku 3 level performance.
It's pretty good. I mean, we also have the Nvidia Tegra K1 event, and I dare say that look at the graphics at the new technology that they're putting forward. It is very impressive, especially when you consider a lot of that's coming from a tablet class device.
What else? Oh, MakerBot, the Replicator Mini, the X18 and the 5th gen Replicator. We got a whole standalone video on that. They are so pretty, and I really want the X18, which is like, it'll do like you can make helmets in your 3D printer now. Toyota's fuel cell vehicle, and I gotta say, one, cool technology, and two, we want to thank Toyota for sponsoring our coverage at CES 2014. And there's so much more to come. Show floor opens, what, in about, oh, wow.
Yeah, when
7 hours.
Yeah, well, it's 7 hours fresh, but when you watch this, it's already happening. But seriously, keep your eyeballs glued to Tekzilla.com or YouTube.com/Tekzilla. We are updating, we're pumping these things out left and right. Actually, the guys downstairs are pumping them out left and right.
We're shooting them left and right. Hey, if you got a question or hear about something you want us to check out at CES 2014, do us a favor, text at Tekzilla or at Jolly Roger or at Patrick Norton. And I think we need to get back at our hotel and get some sleep before tomorrow.
Yes, I need to warm my toes. It's very cold in here. Chafty.
We'll see you next week, people.